One pastor shares what ministry is like on an island paradise where people don't know Jesus. I'm Jeff Eisner. Welcome to God Works Weekly. But first, let's begin with Zach Zehnder and his recent talk at the Shine collaboration near Phoenix. Zach discusses something Christians usually don't think about. Here's Zach on the imagery of God and how he cares for us.
So not only do we have a once-seated king, all-powerful, all-majestic, but now we have a king that knows what it's like to be you. Hebrews 4 says it this way, that we don't have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin. So let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence so that we may receive mercy and grace to help us in our time in need. It's so easy for people that don't know who our God is to see God as angry and to see God as distant, but doesn't this part of the rescue mission fly in the face of that sentiment? God is not angry. Even now he's saying, come to me with confidence and I'll give you grace and I'll give you mercy. And by the way, before you can even come to me and approach me in my throne room, I'm not distant either because I came to you. I know what it's like to be you. I've been through this world. It shows us that he gets us. He gets us. He gets you. He gets me. Again, he knows what it's like to have been one of us. He knows what it's like to have grown up, and he knows what it's like to have family, which is a blessing and a curse. He knows what it's like to be around church people that are awesome at times and just cause so much anger at times. He knows what it's like to have friends that were in deep relationship with him, that were ride and die, and then, betrayed him. He gets you and me.
Zach's spearheading a young adult gathering that's happening in 2027. You can find out more at hodosway.com. Well, we got the chance to visit Waikoloa, Hawaii. It's an amazing place. Sun, sand, volcano, so much more. And of course, the beach, right? Jeff Mueller serves at Waikoloa Lutheran. Ministry is not easy there, but they're really working to make a difference in the community and with the locals, especially when it comes to a public school that's close by. Here's Mueller on the context and the ministry on the Big Island.
The ministry, as far as the harvest field, it's very difficult. It's hard. Not very many people are interested at all in godly things. Even the poor folks here aren't very interested. So you got to really invest in the community. We as Waikoloa Lutheran Church are doing everything we can to love our community, helping with the summer food program for kids that don't have enough food in the low-income families. We do that every week. We have a big project. I probably bit off more than I could chew at the school, but loving them, our community is the same as loving a community in Hood River where I came from, where you're at, everybody else. You just got to go out and share the love of Jesus with them in practical, meaningful ways. So from that perspective, I think the only real major difference when it comes to the overall comparison between mainland and Hawaii is the weather and the beauty, because it's still desperately lost souls here that aren't interested, just like in your community and in the communities that people are listening to where they are right now.
Well, thanks, Jeff, and blessings on the new build that's going on over there and all the ways that God is working. Going inside Concordia Market, Pastor Rick Wolfram got the itch to write. He joined us a while back to share more about his book, Mission Remember. Well, he's got the second one that's coming out right now. It's called Mission Rising. It's a young adult Christian adventure fiction book, and it's now available on Amazon.
It flows from the first one, which is Jake remembering that he's God's through baptism and faith. And his mission is to share that within his peer group. And so now we're really playing that out and see how that happens with bullies at school. And we're in Alaska now toward the end of the second one, and we're going to have some fun with that.
Oh, thanks, Rick. It's also on Concordia Market. We've got the link for you right here. Can't wait to read it. And speaking of reading, it is time for What You're Reading. Pastor Dan Lepley from Greenville, Michigan talks about why religion went obsolete and what we can learn.
Phenomenal explanation about the decline and the demise of the church in North America. And I would highly recommend that. It does not have a happy ending, okay? So putting it out there up front. But his research and the way that he weaves seemingly disconnected threads of our cultural context together to show how the storm is ripe for the demise of the Christian church in America, I just really appreciate it. I don't believe in everything that he suggests, but there is definitely a lot of great things for us to learn there, especially if we want to have any hope of reaching those who are not currently a part of the church. And one thing that he says in his book that I think is really important for us is that this generation of young adults is the first generation of Americans where the majority were not raised in the church. And so the church historically in America has always banked on people coming back home, right? Like we sow our wild oats, and we come back home to the church. And he asks the question in his book, why would somebody come back to a home they've never known? And so the challenge really is on us as Christians to get out there and to be reaching these people with Jesus, because we can't just sit back and wait for them to come to us. It isn't going to work that way anymore. And I think that's really informative.
Thanks, Dan. Don't forget, give us a like or a share, and we'll have links to everything that we've covered in the show notes. Make sure to check those out. Also, send us those story ideas, the cool things that are happening at your church and the ways God is working in your neighborhood. We'd love to highlight them. Thanks for watching God Works Weekly.